There, folks, it's the 14th of April. It's about 13 or 14 degrees out. And I don't know if the microphone can pick up the sound of that humming. But for a beekeeper, that's about as good as sound gets. A year ago, when I came to this yard to listen for that sound, there wasn't much sound. The spring of 2025 was just a heartbreaking disaster. But I don't know whether this year's set up to be one of the best, but it's certainly starting out with enough potential to be okay. If you take a look at that little top entrance, for those who aren't used to bees, you see those little yellow pollen pockets on their legs. The first pollen in the spring often comes from alder bushes and pussy willows. They're still using stored syrup from last fall as an energy source. And once they start bringing in that protein on their legs, they can start raising young brood, laying eggs, and building up for summer. I tell you, when your livelihood depends on these things being alive in the spring, that buzzing sound is just music to your ears. So that's how our hives are set up for winter. They're in one single brood chamber. For those of you who don't know about bees, that's just one box. If you picture what you think a beehive looks like, it's just one box. They've got an insulated cover with a top entrance that's mostly for ventilation. They've got a bottom entrance like they would year-round. Tar paper wrapped around 4 hives together on a pallet, and that piece of plywood tied on. That's how they come through the winter. And here in about 2 weeks, we'll start pulling those all apart and the season begins.